All right, we're going to give a synchronized clap.
Oh.
Why'd you do that, dumbass?
Does it synchronize?
No, don't. Are you going to do this?
All right, we got it.
What? I want to talk about cash.
This is episode 1 of the THVS podcast with Nate Rose and my intern, insubordinate intern. Also, friend, I'll give you that, David Piersaul.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to squab with you after this. This is so stupid.
I'm gonna Kanye you every time you say something ridiculous. I'm just gonna say something. Kanye is what he does. I don't know if you noticed, but what Kanye does is like any interview that he does, Ellen, like Breakfast Club, anything.
Alex
he'll be
Jones.
like, they'll say something to him and they'll like try to get him off guard, and he'll just he'll do something they can't understand. Like in Ellen, he was like maybe the whole time. She was like, it's like not a good response.
Okay,
that's what I'm gonna do to you every time.
Every time you say something to me, I'm gonna hit you with one of these.
That's so disrespectful.
Right? It's like a rock star, but it's like the push out.
You know I'm Christian.
It's mad disrespectful.
You know I'm Christian, and yet you still double horning it up.
That's double. Yeah. That's double the effect. All right, man. So I'm ready to jump into this podcast, bro. Enough talking about some dummy stuff.
Finally, first episode.
Yeah, dude. It's been a while. We did 2 mock episodes, and now we're officially into it. I think we had some kind of like game or something planned. Is that correct?
Yeah. So you guys are best friends. So what you're going to do is you're going to write 2 stories. Whoever's not telling the story has to decide if it's the truth or if it's a lie. If you're incorrect, you have to take a spoonful of fish sauce.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Fish sauce?
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of hard, though, because I feel
Okay.
like we've told each other most of the stories, so like I'm going to have to come up with something fake.
Which is the point.
Which is the point. You want to start?
No, you go first.
All right, one time I went to a party at the skating rink in Cleveland, Tennessee. So you know what was that skating rink called?
Cleveland Skate Rink or something like
Cleveland
that.
Skate Place.
Skate Place, yeah.
Yeah,
Cleveland
great
Skate
name.
Place.
Great name.
Yeah,
very creative.
Very original, yeah.
At Cleveland Skate Place, and you know me. I used to dance. That was my early entertainer days. I had this one moment where, I would find myself sometimes in dance battles or whatever. And I'm talking like at this point I'm in like 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that. So 12, 13 years old. Well, one day I was in there, had a whole bunch of people around me. I started doing something. I got really ambitious with a breakdancing move. And I think I smacked my ankle on the ground or my knee or something. I can't remember what it was, but I smacked my shit. And then immediately I was like, oh, I'm hurt. But then I had to play it off because, you know what I'm saying? Like you just hurt yourself trying to, what dance moves you can or can't do. So I tried to show off and do a dance move that I wasn't equipped for.
It was like you knew that you've been wanting to do that move, but you're going to attempt it for the first time.
Yes.
Right now.
I was freestyling too.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I don't know what I even tried, but I wasn't built for it. Smacked my shit, got up and just tried to walk it off. But then I basically had to just like, kind of like sit and chill out for like about 15, 20 minutes.
This is pretty good because it's definitely believable, but at the same time, I know you're trying to make it believable because Nate would do dance battles. So, and he would do it at the Cleveland Skate Place because that's the type of stuff he would do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to eat fish, whatever stuff. This is very difficult. And also, I know you smacked your ankle more than once in your life because you can't hardly run on it.
Well, that wasn't from smack.
I know, but I'm like, I know that the ankle's taking some damage. So it's like, it's based in some reality. So, Cleveland Skate Place. Were you skating when you did it?
No, I wasn't skating when I did it.
Gotcha. What grade were you in?
Like, I don't know.
Gotcha. Were you trying to impress a
8th?
girl?
Probably. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
It was a group of people.
What song?
Dance battle. But I don't know, bro.
What song was it, though?
How would I know what song it was? Probably Chris Brown, Run It.
False.
False? Fish oil, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait, we have to do, if he gets mine wrong, we have to eat it at the same time, right? So let me say mine first.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
A twist.
All right, I'm with it. What's up? I'm not getting it wrong, though.
Okay, let's see. So, I was little, little boy, right? I was a little boy, and
Okay.
I was building a ramp in my backyard. I was jumping. Yeah, I was jumping a bike ramp with my bike. I was building it with some cinder blocks and some little 2x4s that were in the ditch
Okay.
that I found, and I was very scared to do it. And all the kids from the neighborhood came and helped me build it. I was very scared to do it, and my older brother was like, "Just jump it." He was like antagonizing me to jump it, and then eventually, I was like, "I'm just gonna do it" because I wanted to impress everybody. I jumped the ramp, and I got pretty freaking high. I came all the way back from the driveway.
What, you jumped it on what?
A bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I jumped it on my bike. It's like I had that, you know, that Tony Hawk came out with that bike. I had that bike, and I jumped it. And I remember going so high, I landed in like a ditch type area.
Okay.
Yeah, I landed in a ditch type area, and then I fell. And I got mad because my older brother dared me to do it, and he like kind of peer pressured me to do it. And so I like got mad and started running towards him, and then I realized how fun that was, and I laughed about it. And then we all were like, that was dope.
See, I have the benefit. Well, actually, both of our brothers are in here right now. Is he capping? Caden. Caden. Look at me in my eyes.
That's not part of the plan, is it? Because I didn't do that with Greg.
That's true. He wouldn't know though. Okay, I'm gonna say that's true.
That's true.
Let's go. Let's go.
True story.
Get him some.
Was that on?
Let's go.
You weren't born yet.
You weren't born yet?
No.
How old are you? Wait, no. What?
I'm 7 years older than him.
You were 7 years old when that happened? That's
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know.
I'm
probably
8
been younger.
years older than Greg.
What is this?
Fish sauce.
Fish sauce, bro.
Ugh, is it gross?
I mean, you'll find out.
All right, let's go.
Hey,
You love it.
fish sauce. I put
Fish-
worse things in my mouth.
Pause.
Like the vaccine. Oh, this smells horrible. How much? What do you get? What do you use this for, though? What is this like?
Wait, no, bro. You got to put it.
No, I know, but I'm saying, what's it used for before I put this in here? But I might be allergic to some of these items.
It's used for fish, bro, to lube up before they have intercourse.
No, this is too much, bro. I might throw up. This smells like straight.
That's fish lube, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes fish need a little extra help.
No, I don't have I don't have a weak stomach, but like fish sauce, dog.
No.
If this is just the essence of fish liquefied. Like when I think about game, I think fun. And right now I'm thinking
I'm having a great time.
I'm sure you are.
All right, let's do
And
it.
the fact that
Throw it back, you and man.
Why is it Thai fish sauce too? Like, is it?
You got something against the Thai people? Bro,
Oh,
just
bro,
throw it
smells-
back, bro. Throw it back. Let's see it.
Don't say throw it back as I do this.
Suck it down.
No, bro. Say something better before I do it.
Slurp that down, David.
No, nigga. Say drinking. Say
Okay,
drinking.
drink that fish lube.
That's so disgusting. Give me a second, bro.
Oh, let me smell it. I'm about
Greg,
to I'm finna smell it.
somebody, Caden, please give me some more water. I can't do the rest of the podcast.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is not good.
I'm not. That's
Oh,
not even joking.
yo, that's terrible.
I'm not even joking. That's pretty gross.
Oh, that's not good.
Why I'm talking about the bathroom sit, bro.
He's up. He's out of his chair. This is going awry. Oh man.
That's disgusting. It reminds me of something, but I don't want to say it because it's gross. What it reminds me of.
All right. He's bringing.
No,
that-
no,
he's
it's not
bringing-
all right. Give me a second.
Let's transition into something a little more fun and fun for our palates. Okay. Now I know what you like. Okay, not fish oil, but I know what you like. What you like is candy.
I do like candy.
I feel like anytime I bring candy around you,
I have a
You're
problem
gonna
with
eat
candy.
it.
That's my weakness.
Yeah.
Not chocolate, not cake, but like when it comes to sweets, it's like fruit candy specifically.
yeah. Okay, so, but you have to give me
I could use some candy
a
right
top 3 candy.
now. Top 3 candies.
Yeah, top 3 candies.
All right, so let me think. Hold on. Okay, so my top 3 candies when it comes to fruit candy specifically, because that's what I eat. I'm gonna say
Because that's what I do.
that's what I do. I'm gonna say number one fruit candy is tropical Skittles, the blue bag. They're rare.
The blue bag.
The blue bag, they're rare because you don't see them at
Okay.
every gas station. When you do see them at a gas station, it's like
Okay. You had the smoothie? You had the smoothie ones? You ever had the...
yeah, but those are a gimmick. Like it doesn't. It just it tastes like a smoothie, but I'll just go get a smoothie. The tropical ones though, I feel like I'm being relocated to a tropical
So
climate.
you eat it and you start talking like a Jamaican?
Well, it's racist, but no. Okay, one is tropical Skittles. Two is I'm gonna say the Very Berry Trolleys, which I know you like.
That was 2?
Very Berry Trolleys.
What's the third one?
And third
yes, I
is
love those. For
third
sure.
is hold on. Third Starburst regulars.
Starburst.
Regulars.
Okay, so the blue bag Skittles, though. That's the number one spot. Well,
Blue
I don't
bag
ever
Skittles.
see you with those.
They're rare,
They're rare, but
and
like,
they're not like you don't go get it. Like you go to a gas station, and they're not gonna be.
you got to go to like a Buc-ee's to get the
Buc-ee's will
blue
probably
bag.
have them. Buc-ee's will probably have them, but no, like random gas
I
stations.
had to
have
go
'em.
to Buc-ee's for that blue bag. That blue bag.
That's the new song. I have fish oil stuck
Whole
in my
bag
mouth,
of
bro.
Skittles. Why me chew that? True that.
Chew that, blue bag, blue pill, my dad.
Okay.
Speaking of rank, bro, I know you drink energy drinks because you're a degenerate.
On
What are
occasion.
your top 3 energy drinks?
I'm telling Bryce you said that.
Well, that man's a degenerate for sure. I mean, drinks like 3 monsters an hour.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm not a super energy drink guy, but my number one. Now, I'm not. I like coffee. Okay, listen. Energy drink. Does coffee count as an energy drink?
I don't know top 3 energy drinks.
Okay, number one is Red Bull. Let me give you a quick. I'm Red Bull loyal. It's just basically number one, and then like
Why?
the 2 and 3s. Listen, I got you. I'm gonna tell you a story. I had no money. I'm in college. I see there's a Smino and Mick Jenkins concert going on at Exit Inn, right? So I pop up at Exit Inn. There's free Hattie B's chicken out there. If you RSVP, it was a $3 ticket. Boom. So I spend $3. I got Hattie B's chicken. They give me a drink ticket for a vodka Red Bull for free, and a
pretty cool,
coupon I
actually.
can redeem for a T-shirt and I think a bandana or something. So I go in there. Boom. I ate Hattie B's. I got a free vodka Red Bull. I went over and got a T-shirt and a pin or a bandana, whichever. Watched a great show at Exit Inn. Left, and they were offering pizza and cookies. They had pizza and cookies that you could take on your way out. And for me being in college and knowing the marketing, right, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I respected the value add. They put the value add first, right?
Yeah.
So I respected that so much that I was like, I'm just going to drink Red Bull every time I want an energy drink from now on, just off that principle, because I had such a good time tonight. You know what I'm saying?
You felt like they treated you well, and you're like,
Yes,
oh, I'm going to be
yes.
brand loyal
and
to
yeah,
this.
and I feel like if you are a company that puts your customer first,
Yeah.
I want to reward that. So like, who knows how much money I've spent on Red Bulls over, especially when we're on set, because we always drink the coconut Red
Yeah.
Bull on set.
That's true, yeah. That's crazy. Cause
Coconut Red Bull, number one flavor though, for sure.
That's crazy because that's exactly what they're trying to do, right? Like brand awareness.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I was like, I respected the effort so much that it's like, all right, yeah, I'll take you up on what you were trying to do here.
I feel that.
So that's my number one. The number two, I would probably say I like Alani. That's I drink one of those every time I'm at the gym. Or not every time, but occasionally when I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
It's got a really great flavor. What's that? Cosmic Stardust or something. And then the third, I'd probably say just a 5-hour energy, and that's just because that's just...
I haven't had that 5-hour energy.
No,
in a
it's
minute.
not good to drink, but it's like one of those situations. It is definitely saved me from swerving off the road sometimes on long drives.
It's
So
that
it's
much.
like,
I didn't realize it did all that. I need that.
it's like a shot, bro. It's like, I mean, it kind of tastes like battery acid, but
Bro, you
It'll
know,
get
I
the
used to
job
drink
done.
Rock Stars all the time. But,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
those are very unhealthy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Rock
5-hour
Stars,
energy is
Monster.
tight. Yeah, let's go. Fire.
We're going to have to cut this section if I ever get a sponsorship, though.
From 5-hour energy.
One of them, I don't know. But, all right, bro. So, Avatar, right? New Avatar movie. How many years in the making?
Dude,
It was like a long time.
Yeah, the last one came out in 2009. So,
Okay, well, I want to talk about a few things that I noticed in the movie. I want to get your take on the movie, and then we'll give it a 1 out of 12 dagger rating from the Thickest Steve boys.
yeah, let's get it.
That's not going to stick, but it's episode 1. Okay, so what were your initial thoughts, man? What do you think about Avatar?
I mean, if I'm gonna preface this entire situation off. Avatar is made by one of the greatest directors of all time. It's a masterpiece, and I believe in that because of the amount of work, the amount of technological progression that they put into this film. They did it with the first one. I think they did it with the second one as well. It's a masterpiece from a technical standpoint. I mean, they're doing renders, VFX, CGI renders that like we'll be watching another, 10 to 15 years from now. That's just the truth of the fact. When it comes to the being able to have that much freedom in post production, they've been able to create every frame as a painting, pretty much. Like every shot in that is a beautiful movie or a beautiful scene. That could be shared as a photograph. The story has some holes in it. Like it has some holes, has some characters that I think could have been cut from the script. It's 3 hours long. I don't think really any movie needs to be 3 hours long. I'll watch it because I like movies, but like no movie needs to be 3 hours long, in my personal opinion. Also, I'm not that artist. I'm not making the 3 hour movie, so I can't speak from that perspective. But like, I think they could have cut probably an hour of that movie and kept it. There's a character in there.
They did go quite
the shirtless dude, like the kid. That kid, like the kid who I think was a pretty useless character. They brought him in there to kind of sympathize with the main antagonist of the film, but he never had any relation with his dad since he was childbirth.
One of my takeaways was that the antagonist had a pretty lackluster motive. Like, spoiler alert, but the whole time he's trying to kill
Jake Sully.
It was like he was reanimated in this thing, and like he went to like ridiculous lengths in order to do this. It wasn't like he even had the mission was that he was the leader of like the rebels or whatever.
Right.
But to me, it was like this very weirdly fixated thing where he would just destroy anything in pursuit of this. You know what I mean? There was that one point where they touched that one island and just like set it on fire and just killed a bunch of people for no reason. And stuff.
No, I agree.
So what I think they did with that by adding the character dynamic was really trying to do exactly what you're saying. Allow you to do that. But it felt like a real cheap way to do it. Like, how about you just make his actual motives better? Like, it was weird. He had kind of like one foot in like, I just want to kill and destroy everybody at all costs, and then this other foot in like, you're my son somehow. It was weird.
Hot take is, I believe that what James Cameron is doing with the Avatar movies is doing the same thing that I don't like about Star Wars movies. Crucify me, but like Star Wars, like Darth Vader is not a good villain to me. Like Darth Vader has his motives are just to. Obviously, he had some childhood trauma, trying to become a Jedi early on. But like, his motives were to just take over the galaxy or the universe. It's like kind of whack. And they're doing that at the first movie. He had motives. The what's his name again? The general. You remember his name, Greg?
I think Quaritch.
Yeah, the dude in Avatar, like the guy you're talking about, the antagonist. His motives are like in the first one he's trying to get unobtainium, which is a crazy name. Unobtainium because. It does something great for humanity. I can't remember what it was, but the second one, they have that element, but it's not the main antagonist's plot point. They have that new thing that's generated from pretty much the space whales that cures aging. But now his motive is just to kill Jake Sully because he has PTSD from him getting killed from his wife. Yeah, it's really stupid. Yeah. But Darth Vader had a similar people. They know that those movies sell. There's something about the Pocahontas tale of a group of people coming in and trying to take over a land that's still preserving its traditional values and native land that people just resonate with and people like to watch, which I can't be mad about it because they're selling scripts. That's what sells. Yeah. But it's definitely not Joker, right? We both like Joker. We both like
Thanos.
Or Thanos, who's
doing even in Game of Thrones, you have the Ice King where you don't even know his motive, but you want to get to know it, and then they fumbled that entire bag by the end of it.
Yeah,
but the fact that it was there's clearly something going on.
You know what I think it is we like? What it is that we don't like to discern who's the good and bad guy as much as I think people want to see dark and evil, or evil and good. That's what they want to see. They want to see Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. They want to see the General and Avatar and Jake Sully. They want to see obvious evil, but what I like to see is I kind of want Joker to win a little bit, but also I don't want Batman to lose. Yeah, and you know what I mean. That's what.
I feel like the Avengers and the Dark Knight. You know what I'm saying, that they're people's favorite films. They have I don't even feel like it's necessarily us being niche or something like that we like I think that's just good writing.
I think we have better ideas than most people in the world. That's what I think it is. I think we have the best ideas. So that's why I think we know what's best for filmmaking despite not making a feature film.
Yeah.
So
yes,
I'm
speaking from a
confident
place
enough-
of pure ignorance, this
Yeah,
is
I'm
where we
confident
get all
enough
of
to
our.
say I'm the best. Period.
Yeah.
No, but for real, like, no, I agree with you. I think,
Well, I'll tell you another
Go
thing I
ahead.
didn't like. Let me speak to something I did like actually real quick, and then we'll do a little sandwich here. Obviously, the VFX, it was beautiful. You are fully immersed in the world when you're watching the film. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're underwater, you're back out, you're with this other group of people. They place you so much right within the world that they built. And I feel like it is difficult for movies to fully do that, but Avatar just like totally does. I mean, you get so many different perspectives and stuff like camera angles and different things.
Yeah.
I feel like it felt really, like it really sucked me in. But what I didn't like, another thing is just, and maybe this is also something that I think Star Wars has a lot of, so maybe
What?
it's just analogous, is just plot armor, bro. There were a lot of moments, I can't remember all the specific moments, but there were a lot of moments where, like, the whole point was, the whole motive of the antagonist was to kill Jake Sully. There were a couple moments where he could have done that. There were a couple moments where Jake Sully's clearly going in to try to kill the antagonist, also didn't do it. Like, it was like, there was like these hesitations that didn't make sense. It's like, yeah, like, he's trying to kill your kids, bro. Like, you got him, you got the
you got
moment.
'em, right.
Do you want to, like, and it was weird. It was like, it was always something where they kind of pulled back. I don't know. I feel like if you just have moments in Avatar that just aren't how people would really react in the situation, I just feel like it's a miss. You know what I mean? Like, just don't have those moments in there. I know they were trying to create tense moments, you know what I mean, to kind of build it up, but then it not happening in a way that, for what, is a little bit weird. But
Yeah, I don't like
I don't
plot
know.
armor either. I think you're right. Like, they try to progress the story by allowing the antagonist to always run, or the protagonist to always run into a problem that doesn't really need to be there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he has an opportunity to kill him, or
Yeah.
vice versa. It's like, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But all things said, like, that is still one of the best movies I've ever seen, just because of its ability to progress the filmmaking space so much.
do you feel like it was more cutting edge than the first one, though? Because I feel like the first one was like, we have not seen this before. And the second one felt like, this is something we've seen, but it's just a
Yes,
better version of
Yeah,
of it.
I would say that underwater technology that they implemented into the film, being able to capture those type of images underwater,
Mm-hmm.
even in Aquaman, you could tell the difference between those two movies.
Yeah.
Aquaman looks like they leaned into the darkness of the shadows of the ocean
Yeah.
to hide some of the flaws. This movie, they kept it bright. There's no opportunity for failure. So
Yeah.
so we know that this is they're really creating these things, and they're creating computer generated images
Yeah.
and making sure that every detail is accounted for.
If you had to rate Avatar on a scale of 1 to 12 daggers, where are you putting it for you personally?
Because of its ability to move the landscape, it is getting a 10, but it's not getting a 12 in its ability to move the landscape story-wise. So it's getting a 10 out of 12 daggers from me.
Okay, I'm giving it an 8 out of 12.
8 out of 12.
8 out of 12. I feel like story is super important to me. Character development is super important to me. And I think when you miss those, it doesn't matter how much visual candy I get out of it. There's movies that can do both at a high level. And I feel like you got a big enough budget for that. It's like I want to see both of those really, really connect.
I feel
So,
you.
that's,
8.
yeah.
So the average score of...
Average of 9 out of 12 for both of us. There we go.
Let's go.
Dude, all right. Well, let's, we talked about some movies for a little bit. Let's jump into some music, man. We like to do this series, Creator Spotlight.
Where we feature a creator that is maybe not big and super huge, but we really appreciate their work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%. So my homie John Keith just dropped his album Eremos, and I was fortunate enough to be able to listen to this project as it was being made, the different iterations of it, and give my feedback on it. But now that it's finally out and people are listening to it, the reception, it seems to be really good. I talked to him today, actually, and just congratulated him on the release. And I think that for an independent artist, man, really for any artist, but especially for an independent artist, the scale of the project is really big. He took a lot of artistic He made a lot of like careful artistic choices with, you know, how he arranged the record. He did a bunch of different things that I thought were really impressive.
How would you? So for the average listener who may not know John Keith,
Yeah.
who is the type of listener that should check out this album?
Well, he has he has this tagline, "Don't be lonely by yourself." I think there's a lot of his own personal journey throughout it. So I think if you're somebody that feels like, you know, you've dealt with being lonely or anxiety, depression, those types of things, I think content-wise you'll resonate with it. But as far as how it's packaged, if you like, you know, Baby Keem, Don Toliver, Kendrick, you know, artists like that, I think that you will really like it sonically. It's very big. It's very ambitious in the way that the production is. There's a lot of switch ups. There's gang vocals. There's breakdowns. There's all kinds of different things that happen in it. So
I got a chance to kind of hang out with John at the writers' camp and being able to see the level of detail that he's able to put into different, even the vocal inflections. I don't know all the terminology, but knowing that he will do the ad libs in different vocal inflection and just being able to craft that in a way that's musically candid, but also seems intentional, I think is really, really good. So
yeah,
I gotta check that. I gotta check it out.
Yeah,
I'll
you
check
can
it out on the way
imagine
home.
for his own album, like when he really like. I'll say this about John Keith too. Like one thing that I admire a lot about him is like that man really, really cares about the art. So I think there's a lot of artists that, you know, they make songs, whatever, and they try to make cool songs.
Elaborate though. Are you saying like a?
I'm saying he obsesses over the finer details in the
Gotcha.
way that we might obsess over finer details about like you specifically with, you know, like, I mean, if you had unlimited time to manipulate the lighting setups and do different things you wanted on set, you'd probably get really, really meticulous with staging, blocking, lighting, like all these different details, set design, wardrobe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, music's a little more controlled because we're not as limited, you know, obviously the budget scales are way different, there's a bunch of different things. But I know that he has had multiple versions of the same song. I've heard his record with Lecrae used to be called something different. It had different features on it at different times. It had different, you know, I've heard it bend and over time. And you know, whenever he would send it to me and ask me for feedback, it was he would always take it as constructive criticism because he wants to make something that people, when they listen to it, they're like, this is crazy.
I know his marketing is getting up because I seen him. I watched a video where he's marketing the album on Ruslan's YouTube channel.
Yeah,
which is dope. So that I think you've been talking about John Keith for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
now,
he's also just a great dude.
Yeah.
Like definitely worth checking out. I think, awesome artist, really dope producer. He was part of my album Pie at the Party. So he was at the writing camp that we had for that, as you mentioned. And yeah, bro, like I don't know, man. I have no bad words to say about John. I think everybody would be better off for having some songs in their library from Jonathan Keith. That's his middle name.
Nah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll check it out on the way home. But everyone should go check out John Keith's new album.
Upcoming Creator
Ramos.
Spotlight. Let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think. I'm sure he'll appreciate knowing what you guys think as well. So tell him Thick as Thieves sent him.
Yo, you know it's recording, right?
Sometimes I like to let nature do its thing. When's the last time? Well, I guess we were in LA. We were pretty busy. But I mean, I guess it's been more or less a week and a half since I've seen you. So like, you know, what have you spent most of your past week and a half thinking about?
Honestly, dude, I think trying to establish good habits and the discipline it takes. First of all, habits by nature take discipline.
Yeah.
Habits is just a better way of saying disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
But it also takes also takes discipline to build good habits.
Mm-hmm.
Sticking to it's not on the like the way I look at it is you have a big goal that you're trying to get. Like you're trying to, let's say for instance, you're trying to be a pro basketball player.
Yeah.
So one of the disciplines is that you go and you practice in the gym from 6 to 8 a.m. every morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
But another like layer under that is getting up at 5:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
or going to bed at 10 or 9 p.m. the previous night. Those are the things that like I think are for me the hardest thing. It's not setting the goal and like getting it's setting myself up to complete the goal in the best way possible. Setting myself up to feel satisfied with what I did. For instance, I'm trying to do this situation. I'm stacking habits. Right? I read that book, Atomic Habits. It talks about stacking habits, and that's kind of the essence of this. Like for instance, for me, I'm trying to make sure that I spend time reading the Bible, doing my Spanish in the morning, and reading 5 pages of a book that I'm working on or I'm reading. But to do that, I have to, the night before, I have to get up. I have to make sure that I'm getting all my work done before 9 p.m. That way I can get to bed at least by 10, 10:30. If I get to bed at 11, 11:30, 12, I like don't get enough sleep, and it makes it harder for me to reach those goals. So it's about like really I've been thinking about like it takes discipline on so many different levels to get to these points.
So you're just trying to become disciplined just with everything in your life, like really trying to
discipline in like in a way that's like for instance, I bought a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a calendar because I found myself being able. I was like, oh, like, once I look at that calendar and I know there's not an X on it, it means I didn't hit all my goals that day. When I brushed my teeth, I didn't say the things I'm grateful for. When I hit the gym, I didn't do every single exercise. When I didn't read my 5 pages that day, or I didn't practice the vocabulary of Spanish that I was trying to learn that day. When I see that empty spot on the calendar, I go, oh, like the next day I got to work harder. When I don't have that calendar on the wall, then I'm like, it's easy for me to backslide. It's easy for me to backslide. And for me, I want to see that. It's like a checklist. I want to see that checklist get marked off. So doing stuff like that, trying to take the big goals and break it into little goals. Like if I want to be a professional basketball player, well, I need to get to bed early, or I need to go call my grandma and talk to her at 8 o'clock because I need to be in bed by 9. Or if I want to, post all my TikToks and stuff, I need to do that earlier in the day because I don't need to sit in the bed for an hour watching TikTok. Little things like that. Trying to like discipline my life in a way that's that it doesn't feel like I'm being disciplined. It just feels like I'm, you know what I mean? Like it feels.
That's interesting for anyone watching this that doesn't know you, because I wouldn't ever be like, David is somebody I would describe as not being disciplined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm trying to do is like the people I look up to the most, they don't look disciplined, but they very much are, because the things that they complete. And I'm like Sammy, for instance. Sammy is fluent, and he's fluent in Spanish. He wrote a book and finished it. But you talk to Sammy every day, it doesn't seem like he does any stuff. But no, that man does these things. And I'm like, and he sets himself up in Joe Rogan even, like, we can tell he's a disciplined guy, but like he's not like David Goggins, where like his whole life revolves around the disciplines that he applies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because honestly, I just think it's kind of whack when you're like hella disciplined and like bro, have some friends and go out.
Yeah.
Like I think it looks corny when you're too disciplined to the point where it's like you don't seem like you have a life.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be that guy, but also want to have the disciplinary results. Like I want to be buff. I want to learn Spanish.
I think you can also have discipline as it applies to like fun and regular things in life as well. You know what I'm saying? I think it requires discipline to actually write things down on a calendar with the intention of spending time with certain people that you care about.
Yeah.
Like especially with the way that our business works, it's like we never know when we're getting booked for certain things. So like I have to be disciplined about like, okay, I've been gone for an entire week and I need to be able to spend time with my fiance, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, cool. Let me go ahead and turn down everything that might pop up on this weekend and make sure that I'm giving her proper attention and things like that. I mean, I think that's, both Ayeeee and you are a lot more organized than I am, which I think is really helpful for you guys. I operate a little bit more in a space of chaos. I like being organized, but my brain doesn't go there initially. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a little harder for me to like find discipline in the traditional sense of the word, where it's like, hey, there's a ton of structure. I somehow just kind of like things that I really want to get done, I just kind of do them. Mm-hmm. One thing I've been thinking about though, it's kind of along these lines, but like setting my life up in a way that everything is moving and aligned in a direction that I want it to be aligned in. So like, especially with work, right? So the reason we're doing this podcast and the reason we're doing Up for Debate is because we're still doing gig work, and that's how we make our money right now. But long term, we'd love to be able to be really selective with the gig work that we do and the clients that we work with, and make our money primarily from this, because we would enjoy actually just having conversations, or maybe taking this podcast on the road, or, you know what I'm saying? We would enjoy actually doing those things more. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to basically a lot of my time is actually spent as far as the discipline part, removing things from my schedule, because I can make my life extremely complex if I want to, mm-hmm. with all the things that, you know what I'm saying? I'm very guilty of that. Or, you know, I got the music career, I got 12 Bishop, I try to run Soundfoil, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then any number of other things that get added on top of there. I'm always have some kind of idea, but it's like eliminating things that aren't really adding long-term value to my life. You know what I mean? So I think I used to spend a lot more time watching TV shows or whatever, and now it's like, all right, cool. I usually spend about an hour a day on something for just pure fun, but the rest of it is like this intermingling of fun and work that we kind of have the benefit of experiencing.
With luxury, honestly.
The luxury. Yeah, for sure.
So what type of things do you, like you said, an hour of free time? Like I know you play Pop One and stuff, but like what other type of things?
Basically it, yeah.
Yeah, but what other type of things do you like discipline? Like is it like call your mom? Like what other type of stuff? Because I have stuff like that as well, so I'm just curious about what you...
Yeah, I whenever I'm in the car, I try to use my drive time to call people. My life is so full of music. I used to listen to music in the car, or podcasts or whatever, but I basically, whenever I'm in the car, it's like, this is my time to call somebody that I haven't spoken with in a minute. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I work that in. It's just kind of...
I do exactly the same thing. It's crazy. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah. So I kind of make that connection, and just try to go through, because it's like, I don't know about everybody else out there, but like, I seem to be usually the one that's calling. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like, I don't know how long I would go before I would just get a call for somebody to check in. I seem to kind of be the initiator of most of those. Maybe it's because I initiate most often that there's not an expectation of the other way around. I don't know. But I know that if I don't do it, then I'm not going to be really connected with these people. Not a leaky, bro. I see a leaky every day. I'm talking about just like more like...
I'm about to say.
No.
Like, what are you about to say?
No, but really what I'm talking about, bro, is like, you don't call me.
But we literally are here talking about all the things we were talking about on the phone call right now.
David, I hear you. It seems like you're getting really defensive. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to...
If you want me to call you more, I'll call you more, Nate, if you need it.
David, just talk to me.
I got you. Yeah, I'll send you some... I won't call you because that's a little too much, but I'll send you some audio messages.
I'm just playing.
I feel the same way when it comes to friends, about people not being the initiators, but no, I actually am blessed enough to have people in my life who still call. Yeah. Especially like my dad, like my grandparents, very very rarely, but like they just do their thing. They're getting old, and other than that though, like when it comes to, me and you talk all the time. Yeah. You know, me and Kaden talk all the time. My girlfriend, like we talk all the time. My little brother never calls me. That's because he's doing his own thing. He's 20 years old. He thinks the world revolves around him, so he never calls. It's a little weird. Even though, man, I think he owes me some money, but I guess that's probably why he's not calling me, because he owes me some money.
I also have a 20-year-old brother who owes me some money.
He owes me money too, so everybody's owing us money.
You know
I guess.
What, bro? We finna squab after this. Matter of fact, we're supporting y'all.
We got actually both of our brothers right here.
I know they're both here.
Hey, we might have to piece them up.
I know we might.
I'll get Greg. You
camera.
get Kaden.
All right, let's go. Well, do you feel like you're eliminating things though? Do you feel like you kind of fit into this thing where it's like, all right, like there's got to be stuff that you would otherwise do that doesn't really serve you long term?
Yeah, I haven't sat down and watched a television series in a long time. That's unfortunate.
You love Assassin's Creed, like I'm sure you haven't.
Man, when it comes to video games, they've almost been completely eradicated. But like, this is kind of how I follow it. Like, I love video games. I listen to maybe 2 podcasts, now 3 because we have this. But like I listen to maybe 2 podcasts, and one of them is a video game podcast. For whatever reason, I stay up to date, but I don't actually play the games because I don't have time.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
bro, I had to eliminate
It's a
it.
big time suck.
Because a movie is 2 hours. A game could be 60.
Yeah.
And I just can't like, and I'm a completionist. Like I said,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
task lists. So like whenever I'm playing a game and it's 60 hours, I got to get all those 60 hours in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have to see every side quest and this and that.
Yeah.
Every gamer out there has to relate to this. If you are working a 9 to 5 or you have a job that takes up most of your time, like being able to choose the specific games that you like, you have to choose the specific games you want to play.
Yeah, I
you
know you
can't play
played
every game
Cyberpunk.
by Ubisoft. You can't play every game by
Yeah.
Naughty Dog or by Rockstar, even though they release a game every 15 years. But you can't play all the games you want.
Yeah.
You have to pick which games are important to you because, first of all, you start to get married, you have kids, and you have a job, and you
Yeah.
have a social life.
Yeah.
And that's what we're at. So, like, for me, I stick to the things I give priority to is like movies because they teach me the most about where I want to be in life.
Yeah.
Video games, I don't want to be a developer.
I think the bigger implication of this idea of removing all of these things that aren't serving you. I say serving you, that seems selfish, but really it's like you're crafting the life that you want to live. And I think that you can craft that in a way that is selfless, but I think the bigger implication and what that actually is just executing on long-term thinking
Yeah.
versus short-term thinking. Because the short-term
Delaying gratification.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the short-term thinking is like playing the video games is fun and I enjoy them. You know what I'm saying? And like like I said, I play Pop 1, but that's
Right.
like to me that's a time to connect with my fiance.
And also, you
through
play
a
for an
medium.
hour a day.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably do social media for an hour a day at the very least. So yeah, like
yeah. But the idea is that this long-term play is like we want to build these things, and so this requires our attention, and it's fun to do. So if we're setting up, it becomes a lot easier to do long-term thinking if everything that you're actually spending your time doing is fun and aligned with where you want to end up. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know.
I think
that's what
you're
I'm,
right because like what you're essentially talking about delaying gratification, putting your eyes on things that are going to set the future up. And I think when people hear that at first, they go like, "Oh, like I want to be an engineer, so like I have to do all." You know what I mean? Like they start to think about all the things, but like this might not be fun to them all the time. I will say this: the things that, like, if you can, I think it's super important. And I don't think we've chatted about this, but I think it's super important to make the discipline, the future life that you want, and the things it takes to get there, make that process fun.
yeah.
There's this YouTuber I watch, his name That Was Epic, and he did an interview, and he still makes videos now, but he does this prank videos where he'll cut someone's AirPod or earphones and then give them AirPods, like just crazy stuff like that. And he did an interview, and no one ever acknowledged it, but he said in the interview, he's like, "I don't even like doing this anymore. I just do it for money." And I'm like, and he said that years ago. He still makes these videos like very consistently, and I thought about that, and I was like, he's making good money because he's like giving people AirPods and he's giving people thousands of dollars here and there, and like he's doing the Mr. Beast method. And I'm like, dude, like, how many times have you met an older person in your life and they've been like, yeah, well, I just do it like now, but I don't like.
Well, it's especially weird
I'm trying
when
to
you're
figure out
not
how to overcome that. Like, what do we need to do to get past?
Oh, well,
that?
I mean, I always say there's a million ways to make money. Like, that's kind of my thought process is like, bro, I could have, if I wanted to, I chose the path of most resistance to make a living, which is being a rapper.
Artist, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that was not, bro, I didn't make money for like the first 7-8 years of my career. You know what I'm saying? That's how long it took in order to be able to go full time. Like, so, I could have been a lawyer or done something different where like the money and the quick, the ability to do that is there. I mean, I was even a corporate marketer before music. So there's a million ways to make money, and this is something that me with a bunch of different ideas, I could do this, I could do that. It always comes back to actually, what do I actually want to do with my time, right? Because the money will come after that, right? You can, if you're Mr. Beast and you're starting out and you just want to like make the best YouTube videos, like you pursue that long enough, there's a way to monetize it. I mean, there's people that have any product you can buy, there's somebody who makes it and makes money off of that product. But
like a gamer who wants to play video games all the time, you can literally just live stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
Make Let's Play videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Like anything that you want to do, you can find some ways to make some bread off of it.
And then when you were talking about making it fun or whatever, that's where the removing other things comes from. Like what we're doing, like we knew a bottleneck for us for this podcast is like editing it, posting the clips, whatever. So we were like, okay, if we're gonna do it, we just need to set aside a budget to hire employees.
Yeah, because we know what we want to do. Like,
Right.
We, by the way, without context, people might not understand, but like, so me and you started this podcast, but we have a production company where we shoot music videos for local artists here in Nashville and sometimes around the area, and we shoot corporate videos, we shoot commercials and stuff. But the ultimate goal for us all the time was to be able to create for ourselves, meaning original content. So like,
I think that's something that we actually voiced though, maybe like a year ago, where we actually said this is
what
the
we want.
brand
You're right.
direction.
Even
the
when we started
business
Up for
direction.
Debate, like that wasn't like the
Yeah, we just
voice.
wanted to have some fun. But now we're like, hey, you know, we're going to pour all of our financial resources into this end goal that we want to make happen. So
You're saying it right, because you're aligning these things in your life to be where you want it to be. We've even taken the steps to be like, okay, like we have gig work, which we love working with our clients and being able to deliver on their videos. But we take that money and we set aside some money to support something like building a podcast studio or flying out Chaz or these different people to go be on Up for Debate, our show, because that's where we want to be at. I think that's a good point, and I think that's I never thought about just the way you kind of maneuver it and saying by removing certain things. I'm always thinking about the other way around, like adding things, and like doing new disciplines, but removing the things frees up space. Frees up space to add these things or to like leave room for.
I mean, and just imagine that you perfect that process, and then every single second that you spend during your day is oriented towards building the life that you want to have. And that, I think that also includes with your friendships, your romantic relationships, your familial relationships, all the way down to your work, to your you know what I'm saying, working out, building your working out into it, things like that, right? And I think if you have everything in your life moving in that proper direction, I mean that's damn near the best life you can live, you know. I feel like, but
there's something to say real quick before we end this specific conversation is like, it's cool to like, it's perfect and it sounds grand to align everything in your life to go towards this, you know, this end goal of what you actually want to do in life, whether original content, whatever. It's like, but what do you say to someone who goes, what about the mishaps and the struggles and the tragedies? Like, you know, I get in a car accident. Greg got in a car accident, right?
Yeah.
Now his car's messed up. He can't invest $200 a month into his Roth IRA. What do you say to that person? Or someone like Bryce who has to invest in all these weird things to fix his past life. You know what I mean? Like, what is, like, I've heard you say a quote one time. I don't want to say, I want to preface it with that because I don't want you to speak on this. I heard you say a quote one time, which was, we don't just get to go through life without dealing with things life gives us. Yeah. Which I think is a simplified way of saying, like, times, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Yeah. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, I feel like the baseline expectation of life is that, you know, there's going to be guaranteed hardships, especially because dealing with the death of a loved one or something like that, that's like a guarantee, and everybody has that universal experience, you know? There's not many universal experiences that every single person in the world has, you know what I'm saying? But, like, death is one of them, you know what I'm saying? If you live long enough, you're going to know somebody that dies, and then eventually you're going to die, you know what I'm saying? So, but I think the large point that I was just trying to make with that is like you have to, you plan based on where you want to go, and then you just deal with the hurdles as they come. So it's like, you know, I couldn't predict that this thing was going to go wrong, but when this thing goes wrong, I handle it, and then I steer my life back in the direction. Like if I've got to take a quick detour, I do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's put this fire out. Boom, right back on the tracks of where we need to be. So, you know, if it was a financial situation, I would pull back in the necessary places, you know what I'm saying? And realize that that's just a necessity to continue on the path that I'm on. I don't think that is necessarily like something that cuts against what I'm saying, because...
No, I definitely don't think so. I was just wondering because there's some people who are half empty rather than half full when it comes to the glass of water. And those half empty people will be like, they'll literally just be like, yeah, but like you weren't raised in, you know, Section 80.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you tell? Like, you're talking about there's a line, and everything. Nick, I'm working at Subway. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Well,
I'm struggling.
Yeah.
And I would.
Well, what's the alternative? What's the alternative to? The alternative to planning and trying to orient yourself in a direction that you want to go is absolving yourself of that responsibility and just accepting where you're at.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want to do, then right. But for me, it's like, nah, bro. Like I'm gonna be the master of my own destiny,
Life.
if
Yeah,
you will.
for
Yeah,
sure,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying. And I'm going to at least try. You know,
I feel you.
I'm not saying we all start at the same place. I'm not making any of those things. But you know, I think everybody's kind of thinking about these types of things. But I think it's easy though. If you're a short-term thinker, I think it's easy to get caught up in the idea of like these, you know, it's easy to, I mean, food tastes better if it has cream cheese and you know what I'm saying, and sugar and so, like, you know what I'm saying? But the long-term effects of that is you're overweight, you have, like, it's bad on your joints.
Yeah, crashing, tired, tired,
Yeah,
fatiguing,
all sorts of other different things.
Yeah.
And so it depends on, you know, do you want to deal with those problems now or you want to deal with them later? I'd rather, I know what I want. I know what I want long term. I know what I don't want long term. So I'm just going to adjust my day-to-day strategies based on that. But yeah, dude, but look at us. Like, I would say that this podcast is evidence of us removing things and aligning ourselves
we're
with.
at least gonna try it.
Yeah,
we're gonna try it.
One thing about me. Here's the thing you need to know about business. No, that'll be a different.
Here's the thing you need to know about Thick as Thieves.
Thick as Thieves, bro.
We gonna try
it. Let's go. All right, man. I think that's a good first episode. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna get into some crazy stuff eventually, man. Who knows? We'll see. But thank you guys for tuning in.
Wait till you see next episode.
Next on Thick as Thieves.
Next on Thick as Thieves, where we kick a baby.
All right,
bye.
Yeah, baby, need top 5 when I'm done going mental. Yeah, I'm locked in, you can peep my credential, man, the lab all winter, all summer. Yeah, I went dumb, now I'm about to go dumb and throwing way more numbers on the board on mama.